Hi, I'm Kavya Morlither, Product Manager for Pro Smart Price Optimization. And today, I'm excited to talk with you about our next generation of pricing science, which is now available in our Winter 2023 PROS platform release. We have had 3 generations of pricing science technology at PROS, each of which have shown significant improvement over the last. With our 3rd generation of science, dynamic segmentation, we have led the market in AI and pricing, as evidenced by the impact we make to our customers, our award-winning portfolio, and more. What this means for us is that we're constantly looking to bring new innovation to the market and improve on what exists. Therefore, we are excited to introduce today our 4th generation of pricing science, a result of decades of experience and research, cutting-edge innovation, and growth in price optimization. This next generation of pricing science leverages advances in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and neural networks to improve modeling techniques which help optimize profits beyond what was thought to be possible. Let's put this into perspective through an example. Let's say you are a company selling a product, LED string lights, with a variety of product attributes, such as color-changing bulbs and a solar-powered battery. You are selling to a customer called Ben's Home Improvement with a variety of customer attributes, such as the fact that they are in an urban geography in California. There are also a set of attributes that characterize the conditions that you're selling under. For example, what the shipping process is and what kinds of competitors are pricing their products at this time. What does it look like to provide an optimum price for this product and this customer under these conditions? A default approach for many of us would be to attempt using segmentation. And one way to do this might be to take your entire data set and start segmenting by product to look at only those transactions where you've sold LED string lights before. You may then look further at only the sales of that product in California and segment further by only those that happened during the winter holiday period. And soon, depending on your data set and what you're pricing for, you may end up with a very small set of transactions left that are going to help you. This is going to be your segment. And in a lot of cases, this may not exist at all, especially if you're trying to take into account things like seasonality, competitor pricing, and other current conditions. We found that there's an opportunity to do things differently and to do things better. And this is where our neural network science comes in. Instead of treating different attributes as elements to split the data up, instead, what if you could dynamically identify the nuances and effects of each attribute across the dataset? For example, you may find that 10-feet string lights are the most popular in California due to balcony size. You may also find that California sales of other products that you've sold, or even other string lights that you've sold, are typically more expensive than those of other states. You may find that seasonal patterns around the winter holidays really affect the sale of string lights, and competitor and market dynamics have played a very specific role with this kind of product, even if you've never sold them in California before. Understanding these effects of geography, of seasonality, competitor dynamics, how that customer has responded before, and how this product sells across your data set, even if you've never sold this exact combination before, is what's going to help you understand this customer and what their willingness to pay for this product is. This is what we're doing with our neural network solution for price optimization. This new approach to price optimization allows you to use all available attributes that contribute to your willingness to pay. This means you have the kind of fidelity and accuracy with your price recommendation you can't get anywhere else. For example, you can leverage a higher number of data points from multiple sources, such as competitors, product configuration, and more. Because you're not forced to confine to a rigid segmentation, all the data that you have available is valuable data and will be used by the model. Second, you have a model that understands that every unique sale has its own confluence of influences to capture complex relationships between attributes. Because you're not setting a segmentation structure up front, you now have a model that is able to determine which attributes may uniquely matter in any given circumstances, even if those attributes differ from product to product or from week to week. And all of this helps you to provide a specific price for that unique combination of product, customer, attribute, and market conditions that is optimized to have the best margin, taking into account win probability, even if you've never priced a transaction like this before. This is powerful, and the effects and impact that it can have on those who are using it is immense. First, it enables customers to optimize margins even during inflation and volatility because of its ability to predict prices and costs forward and price in situations that have not been seen before, which is what we saw happen very frequently in these last 2 unprecedented years of economic conditions. Second, it solves the sparsity problem by using a neural network model to predict and optimize prices for any kind of transaction, regardless of whether that exact transaction has happened before, by leveraging insights and information across the entire data set from all data that you have available. And third, because of the sophistication of our science, it's able to provide deep and nuanced insights into your product portfolio that enable strategic conversations, decisions, and profitability because of the new insight you now have into your business. So let me share what this looks like on the Smart Price Optimization platform at Pros. And this is where the core of the workflow begins. What I'm going to do here is actually show you from scratch how we would set up a new analysis on Smart Price Optimization for our new generation of science. I'm going to click Add Analysis here and give my analysis a name. So let's call this Laptops All Channels, as my data includes laptops. And in this particular situation, I'm going to add all of my channels to this analysis. I can always just choose a subset if I choose to do that as well. If I wanted to do that, I would uncheck one of these. Once I move to the next step, I choose which science module I want to analyze. On our Smart Price Optimization solution, we already have 3 science modules: a segmentation-based module for negotiated sales, a dynamic price recommendations for e-commerce or retail, and we now have our new module, which is our neural networks and win rate-based recommendations to optimize margin or revenue. So I'm going to choose this and move forward. I am asked to provide a metric for how I want to configure, and in this particular case, I would like my recommendations to be focused on price rather than another option over here. So I'm going to click on price. I can always choose another option, and if some additional data is needed, I can map it here. For example, if I chose margin percent, I would want to map the cost column as well so that I'm providing that information. But in this case, I'll move forward with price. And this is where I map my attributes. So what this means is I essentially provide which columns are potential influencers to my prices. And once I provide these, I can select it over here. I can change the name if I want to make it a name that's different from my original data set, anything more user-friendly. And I also get a data preview here to make sure that I have chosen the right column that I'm looking for. So you can map all the columns that you have and move forward. So I'm going to click continue over here. And in this case, my columns are categorical. but you can also map numerical columns, which might be things like competitor prices or customer annual revenue, and may have more of a continuous set of values rather than discrete categorical values. Once I click continue, I now am at the last step where I can review my analysis and confirm that the settings I've chosen are the settings that I want. And once I've completed this entire process, I can simply click on generate results. Now, this is going to take a few minutes, and while this is happening, I've actually already set up an analysis where we've completed the run and we now have the results available. So I'm going to switch over to that to show you what this looks like once this is actually complete. So this is what the first thing that I see once my analysis is complete. And this is incredibly helpful because immediately I get a view into what my potential margin uplift is based on the data set that I provided. So in this particular data set I provided, we see that there is a 115 basis points improvement in margin that's possible over the next 3 months compared to what I had in the last 3 months if I make the changes that are recommended through smart price optimization. And this is really interesting because it not only shows me that I have the opportunity to increase my margin, but also shows me what kinds of increases contribute to that increase in margin. So through this chart, I can see that a majority of the uplift actually comes from pretty minor price increases of less than 5% and a small set of increases that may be greater than 5%. So this is really helpful to me because it shows that there aren't major changes happening within any individual transaction, but it's a set of really minor targeted changes that's contributing to that incredible increase in uplift. And I can also verify that over here by looking at this histogram that shows me how much my prices are changing and in which direction. So for this particular data set that I uploaded, we can see that it's recommending increases in prices largely less than 5%. And there is also a recommendation for a smaller set of cases to have a very minor decrease in prices in order to increase the win probability. So this is really helpful for me to know what kinds of changes are being recommended across my business. But if I want to look in a little deeper, I can click Take Me to My Recommendations. And now I can see my top products and my top products based on the uplift potential. So on the left here, I see my products that have had the highest margin historically in the last 3 months. And this should be familiar to me. It's something that I, as a business user, likely am knowledgeable about. But I can also see my products with the highest uplift potential, which may be a little bit different. And this shows me where I might want to focus on and move some strategic levers that I potentially had not known about previously. So we can have the same view with customers, where you can see your top customers that have provided the greatest margin historically, as well as the top customers where the smart price optimization AI has identified that there is a really high potential for uplift with these customers. And this is going to help me focus my attention and gain insights into my business that I hadn't had previously. We are incredibly excited about our 4th generation of science. And if you're interested to learn more, interested to trial this out, come talk to pros and we'll get you set up with this. Thank you.